Whoever makes fun of people with Down syndrome, I'm sorry, you're sick in the head and you should be, like, basically, you know, talked to by Satan. I just noticed my t-shirt is doing these waves. I don't know, it just looks kind of cool. What is up, guys and sports fans? Welcome back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is On the Brinket, and today I'm going to review the latest sports comedy film, Champions. This movie is a remake of a foreign film with the same name. This movie is also directed by one of the Farrelly brothers, Bobby Farrelly, and this movie stars Woody Harrelson, Kaitlin Olson, Matt Cook, Marin, and Ernie Hudson. A former minor league basketball coach is ordered by the court to manage a team of players with disabilities. He soon realizes that despite his doubts, together, this team can go further than they ever imagined. Now here's a weird thing about me. I'm not a huge fan of sports. Yes, don't kill me, okay, for sports people who are watching this video, which is mostly a lot of people. I'm not a huge fan of sports. There's nothing wrong with sports entirely. I just don't really go for much teams and stuff. I'm not really much of a sports person. But what's weird is that I love sports movies. That's weird for me. You know, the Rocky movies, the Karate Kid, you know, like all those underdog stories. I really love underdog stories. So of course, Champions is an underdog story movie. And of course, I'm always interested in those types of movies. So I went to a very early screening of this film because this film is coming out next week. So I got a great chance to see this movie early. And what do I think of Champions? I gotta say, guys, this movie, to me, it's great. This movie surprised me. I wasn't expecting to love this movie as much as I did, but I loved this movie. I thought this is a great, heartwarming comedy. Woody Harrelson, everything he does, you always like Woody Harrelson. He's a great actor, and of course, there's no surprise that he is really good in this movie. I love movies about people that are basically flawed, and then they just come up, learn things, and start to become helpful with people, and Woody Harrelson plays his role very, very well. But what I love the most about this movie is the chemistry between Woody Harrelson and his team in this movie. I love the team members in this film. It's a great underdog story about these team members with disabilities like Down syndrome, and you really feel for these guys. They're just so likable in this film, and I loved every single one of them. They all have a chance to shine. They're so likable in this film. They're so heartwarming in this film, very sweet in this film, and you just root for them to win. You root for this team to basically show the world that even though they have disabilities, they still have talent. They can still rock. And this movie shows a bright example of showing that disability people are also people. I hate when people just treat them like crap. Like some people bully them saying they're too different and stuff. We're all freaking different. Just because they have disabilities and stuff and they're different from anyone else doesn't mean they're not people with feelings and stuff. And this movie does a really great job at showing that disability people are also like us. There are people with emotion and feelings. Whoever makes fun of people with Down syndrome, I'm sorry, you're sick in the head and you should be, like, basically, you know, talked to by Satan, because never treat people like that because they just can't help themselves. I met some great people working as a support worker, and they're just awesome. They're awesome to hang out with. Just because they have disabilities does not mean they're not like us. It does not mean they don't have feelings and emotions, so please, people who don't treat them great, treat them with respect, will you? But for people who have treated them with respect, you're heaven. You're literally heaven. But also the rest of the acting in this film is great also. Katie Olson in this film. I actually liked her in this film. She's not just a generic love interest to Woody Harrelson in the film. She has her motives, and I thought she has a great chemistry with Woody Harrelson. The side characters, Ernie, Hudson, Marin, Matt Cook, they did a great job in this film. But what I love about this film is that this film is pretty safe. It is something we've seen many times before, but still, you can't help but rooting for the team. Because all these characters are just so likable in this film. If they're likable and they're great characters, to me, it doesn't matter how cliche it is. I hate cliches of characters that are just so one-dimensional. You know what those characters are, you've seen them before. This movie, the characters are so likable, you just don't really care for them. And I love the characters in this film. This movie is also hilarious. Most of the dialogue cracks me up in this film. This is definitely one of the best comedies of the year. But it's one of those comedy movies that's also very heartwarming. It's a nice comedy, you know, when you laugh, You laugh happily because you're like, oh, wow. Like, you laugh like that for most of this film. It's very heartwarming. There are some great emotions to this film as well. Not emotions I would say I would cry throughout the film, but it's one of those drama moments where you're like, yeah, you really feel sorry for this team of disabilities and how people basically treat them. And I gotta say, Bobby Farrelly directed this film very, very well. I think this is his first, like, solo directed film, and in my opinion, I thought he does a really great job directing this film. My only issue with this film is basically the second act. It does drag a little bit, just a little bit, until the film basically picks back up. There's a lot of, like, drama in this film that is heartwarming, but there are some bits where I'm like, okay, that could be cut out, because this film is longer than it needs to be, and I can see the second act kind of drags on a little bit, but lucky enough, this film picks back up, and honestly, overall, I really enjoyed Champions. This is definitely going to be one of my best movies of the year because I really enjoyed this film. This is a great, heartwarming underdog story that is hilarious. You really feel for this team. You really feel for these people with disabilities like Down syndrome. You really feel for those characters because they're just so heartwarming and likable. Woody Harrelson is great in this movie. His chemistry with the team brings a lot of heart to this movie. Guys, overall, check out Champions. This is a great sports heartwarming comedy film and also a great underdog story. And I am going to give Champions an A-. So guys, that is my review for Champions. Let me know what you think of this film in the comments below. Do you like this film, hate this film, or you thought it's okay? And what is your favorite underdog movie of all time? Let me know that also in the comments below. I'm going to see Creed 3 next. I am so excited for that film. So guys, make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. Keep contact with me. And you guys notice, the sound is a bit different. Yes, I have a mic. Some people are complaining on the comments saying the sound sounds pretty terrible. So I got a mic. I'm so proud I have a mic now. Hopefully it sounds better. Please, hopefully it sounds better. So guys, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a nice day.